The Neon Demon.
The Neon Demon. And here we are for our interview with Nicolas Winding Refn, back in Cannes as a film director. Hello, Nicolas. Welcome to you. Thank you for being here with us in the studio. After being a jury member last year, you're on the other side of the fence last year. This time you've brought Elle here. Welcome to you. Thank you for being with us. Really delighted to welcome you here in Cannes. Was this the first time you experienced such a photo call? I saw you photographing the photographers.
Yes, I did. I've never been to Cannes before. This is my very first time and trip here, so everything, I'm like very wide-eyed. Everything's very exciting. And yeah, that was so fun. It's so intense, but it's fun. You have to have fun with it. Yeah, I had a good phone case that says directed by Nicolas Winding Refn on it, so I wanted to show it off, and I got to take some photos of them. Turned it back on the photographers.
Very good, and you were right to do so. I hope you're going to enjoy your time here at the festival. Nicolas, you've brought a wonderful actress here. In fact, are you chasing beauty in your film, The Neon Demon?
Well, I think everyone is always chasing beauty, and with The Neon Demon, that was the focus. But it was very clear the film would never work if there wasn't the girl to play the lead. And there were many obstacles in that she both had to be a megastar in its creation. She had to be one of the greatest actresses because of the challenges of the role. And she has to be the most beautiful. And she had to be 16. So we started making The Neon Demon when Elle was 16. And that process is what we then wrote on.
I just turned 18.
Oh,
a couple months ago.
Actually, today is the day of her prom. And we're celebrating in Cannes.
Yes, my senior prom is today. And I was
congratulations.
Then I hear that, our movie gets into Cannes. I'm like, okay, I'll go to Cannes for sure. And then, so our premiere is basically my prom night. So I think that's an upgrade. I think so.
Ça va être une magnifique fête pour vous.
It'll be a wonderful party for you, Elle. Beauty is never far from horror. In fact, when we follow you, Nicolas Winding Refn, you wanted to make a horror film.
Well, I actually wanted to make a teenage horror film. I found it interesting that to walk in the landscape of teen horror and obsessions, and the one focus besides sexuality is essentially beauty, and beauty is very much a fairy tale iconography. So the idea of making a movie about beauty and insanity set in the world of teenage horror, to me, was very thrilling, because besides making the film, I always felt there's a 16-year-old girl inside of me that I wanted to make a film about. I just didn't know who it was going to be until I met Elle, and it became, well, that's what I want to do now. I want to make The Neon Demon, a horror film without horror.
La petite fille de 16 ans qui est en vous.
So you have a 16-year-old girl inside you. How strange. So, Elle, were you familiar with Nicolas's work before you partnered up with him? And what did you think about his work? Because he's quite a unique director.
Yes, he is. But I was a huge fan. I love Drive, and I had a huge crush on Ryan Gosling, so I was like, yes. And I've seen Drive multiple times, and I wanted to work with Nick. I mean, I like movies that are different and are kind of strange and kind of push the boundaries, and they're not that are not safe. And so, and then when I heard that Nick was going to make a movie with girls in the fashion industry, I was like, Nick doing a movie with all these girls, it doesn't sound like the norm for Nick. But I was like, I wanted to be a part of it so badly, and he wanted to meet with me, so I came over to his where he was staying, and it's funny. I saw that he's like surrounded by all these women in his life because his wife and two daughters. So it's like all these princess clothes are like surrounding his house. I'm like, okay, like he has his feminine side. So I got that, and then he kind of explained. I hadn't read the script or anything, but he explained his idea behind what he wanted to make, and we just right away were like, I was like so on board and like just wanted to do it and wanted to create it, because honestly it wasn't we had to mold it together to it wasn't always it wasn't just there. We changed a lot of things during filming because we shot in chronological order, so it was like you had more freedom to do that.
Il vous a montré des films aussi, je crois.
I think he showed you some films. What films did he show you? Because he didn't tell you much about the script, but what kind of films did he show you to give you an idea of what he was looking for?
Yeah, Nick wanted me to watch Valley of the Dolls and Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. Especially Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. I was like, what am I watching? And then like Suspiria, or like Rosemary's Baby. But these movies that are these classic horror genres, but with all these, it's all girls. I mean, these with female leads in it, and so those were kind of good inspiration to kind of get in that mindset of it. But then also, it's like I was 16-year-old girl, and I'm playing a 16-year-old girl, and so in that way, I definitely understood, her how she was thinking, because that was me. I mean, that was me. So.
Ça peut être dangereux pour une petite fille
It could
de
be
16 ans
dangerous, or can it be dangerous for a 16-year-old girl to go to Hollywood to be an actress or a model? Did you feel any danger in that city? That there are several aspects to the city. There are those who go and succeed, but then there are also those who go, but who just burn their wings, Nicolas.
Est-ce qu'il y a un danger aussi pour un réalisateur comme
Is it dangerous for a filmmaker too?
Well, I think that what's interesting about Hollywood, because that's kind of a little city within Los Angeles, which is a much more normal city in many ways. But the idea of Hollywood, the closest analysis you can say, it's the Wizard of Oz. All our cultural life around the world, whether it's fashion or theater or sculpturing or painting or music or movies, whatever, all those arenas have one thing in common, is that they all lead back to Hollywood one way or another. And when you get to Hollywood, it's beamed because of the digital revolution back out to the world. So the idea to make the film in LA was very much based on, it was the only place my wife wanted to live, so that kind of set the law. And then also my own experience of coming to LA as pure as possible, with the aspirations of becoming it, but not knowing what that means, and the process of what you have to go through. But since I wasn't going to make the movie about a filmmaker or an artist or that part of the industry, I was interested in beauty, because I wasn't born beautiful. I'm not a beautiful person physically, but I would love to fantasize what it's like to be beautiful. And the idea of having that experience through a young girl is there's a very form of perverse satisfaction in experiencing it through Elle, because it was like when we met, and I asked if she would be interested in doing the movie, it was also very much like, if we do it, I'm going to go through you, but you have to lead because you're her. And we have to follow that path together. And is Hollywood dangerous? It is beautifully, erotically dangerous.
Ouais. Vous avez vu le film, Elle?
Have you seen the film, Elle? Or you're going to see it tonight for the first time?
Have you seen the movie?
I have seen it, but when I saw it, I was just alone in a screening room, so I haven't seen it, completely done and with an audience. So not really. You know, I didn't have that energy, so I'm very excited.
Alors je vous souhaite une très
I
bonne
really
soirée,
hope you have a
Mademoiselle Refn.
wonderful
Merci
evening
beaucoup
here
d'être
in
là.
Cannes. Elle,
Thank
thank you for being with us. And Nicolas, enjoy your festival too. The Neon Demon will be at the press conference any minute now.